Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me tell y'all something. Trey Hendrickson didn't just pack his bags, walk into Bengals camp and say, "I'm back for no reason." No, there's layers to this. There's chess moves being played, and there's a lot on the line for a man who has been one of the best pass rushers in the league since he got to Cincinnati. You think Trey came back just because he missed football? No. He came back because this man knows perception is everything in this league. And if you want that bag, that extension, and his respect, he got to play it smart. When Trey Hendrickson signed with the Cincinnati Bengals in 2021, a lot of folks thought it was a gamble. He had a breakout year with the Saints, but the whispers were, can he do it again? Or was that just lightning in a bottle? Well, guess what? Trey came in, turned that defense into something serious, and was a driving force behind the Bengals' Super Bowl run in 2021. Double-digit sacks, game-changing pressures, and the type of relentlessness you can't put in a box score. Skip, you remember I told you, there's some guys that don't just play football, they hunt? And Hendrickson? He a hunter. He get off that edge like he got rent due tomorrow, and they about to cut the lights off. By the time 2023 and 2024 rolled around, Trey wasn't just some underrated pass rusher. He was a cornerstone. The Bengals had Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase, and all that offensive firepower, but make no mistake, Hendrickson was the heartbeat of that defense. Now, here's the real. Hendrickson's deal wasn't keeping up with the market anymore. The NFL moves fast, and every offseason, new deals reset the edge rusher market. Nick Bosa, T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons. These boys out here making generational money. But meanwhile, Trey's sitting there saying, "Hold on now. I done gave you all Pro Bowl level play. I done kept my end of the bargain. And now I'm underpaid compared to my peers. You all gonna show me some love or not?" So, that's what a holdout is. It's a statement. A way of saying, I'll need to understand how valuable I am before I even step on that field again. But then he came back. Why? According to reports, Trey came back to show good faith, to prove to the Bengals that he's not just trying to strong-arm them, he's trying to spark conversation. Skip, let me break it down for you. In this league, perception is everything. If Trey stayed out, the Bengals could spin it like, oh, he don't care about the team, he being selfish. But by coming back, he flipping the narrative. Now he looked like the ultimate teammate. He looked like the guy who wanted to be here long term, who just want fair treatment. That's leverage. That's power without being toxic. It's the same principle I've seen all through my career. Sometimes the best way to win the negotiation is not to burn the bridge. It's to strengthen it, then walk across it when the time's right. Let me tell you all something. The Bengals are in a window. Joe Burrow is healthy again. Ja'Marr Chase is in his prime. T. Higgins, well, we don't know if he's going to be there long term, but that offense is stacked. But defense? That's where you win championship. You think they went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs just by throwing the ball? No, it was because Trey Hendrickson and that defense kept Mahomes on the move. They made life hard for Josh Allen. They brought chaos when it mattered. Without Trey, that pass rush don't scare nobody. Sam Hubbard good, but Trey's the closer. He the one offensive lines circling red when they game plan. Skip, let me put it in terms you understand. If Joe Burrow is Batman, then Trey Hendrickson is Robin with a flamethrower. You can't just replace that. That man is essential. Now let's talk psychology. This ain't just about football. It's about how Trey wants to be remembered. At 30 years old, he knows the clock is ticking. He ain't no rookie. He got maybe 2, 3 more elite years of pass rushing in those legs. He wants security. He wants respect, but he also don't want to be labeled as the guy who quit on his team. So he walked back in camp with his head high. And you better believe the Bengals noticed. Ownership noticed. Coaches noticed. Teammates noticed. When you put that jersey back on, Skip, that ain't just cotton and polyester. That's a message. That's Trey saying, I'm here. I'm committed. But y'all better meet me halfway. The Bengals now got a choice to make. Do they pay Trey now, showing loyalty to a guy who's given them everything since he got there? Or do they play hardball, hoping his production holds up another year before they decide? Either way, this is a high-stakes game. If Trey balls out again in 2025, his value only goes higher. If they don't lock him up now, they risk losing him or paying even more down the line. See, here's the thing. Trey ain't just fighting for money. He's fighting for his legacy. He wants to be remembered as one of the Bengals' greats, not just a hired gun. And that's why this decision to return early means so much. It shows leadership. It shows loyalty. It shows that while he wants his money, he ain't willing to sabotage the team to get it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make an organization respect you even more. Skip, let me tell you what's gonna happen. Trey gonna go out there this season and put up double-digit sacks again. He gonna cause fumbles, wreck offensive lines, and by mid-season, the Bengals gonna realize we can't afford to play games with this man. Pay him. If they don't, somebody else will. Trust me. In this league, elite pass rushers don't sit on the shelf long. Now look here, Skip. Trey Hendrickson ain't the first man to pull a holdout, and he won't be the last. But what separates his situation from some others is the way he executed it. Think about it. T.J. Watt. C.J. Watt. He held out. Eventually, the Steelers blinked and gave him the biggest deal for an edge rusher at the time. Watt didn't burn no bridges. He applied pressure, then delivered. Nick Bosa, 49ers, he held out all of training camp last year until the Niners dropped the Brinks truck. $170 million 5 years, with $122 million guaranteed. Bosa didn't budge until he got what he wanted. But Chris Jones, Chiefs, last season, Jones skipped camp and even missed week 1. The Chiefs got the message and eventually sweetened his deal. Trey watched all of this. He saw how the game is played. But here's the difference. Hendrickson knows he ain't got the superstar name cachet like Bosa or Watt. He don't have the luxury of sitting out 6 weeks without people saying, maybe he's just a system guy. So, instead of going full rebellion mode, Trey said, I'ma dip my toe in the water, let you all feel my absence, then come back with a smile. That way, he reminds the Bengals what's at stake, but he don't give them an excuse to call him selfish. That, ladies and gentlemen, is business IQ. Let's get into some X's and O's, 'cause I know y'all love that. When Hendrickson ain't on the field, the Bengals' pass rush looks ordinary. Sam Hubbard is solid, but he's more of a run-stopper and effort guy. Joseph Ossai is still developing. Rookie Miles Murphy got tools but ain't ready to be a double-digit sack man yet. Hendrickson is the closer. In Lou Anarumo's system, Trey lines up wide, pins his ears back, and dares offensive tackles to keep up with his motor. His get-off speed, first step off the snap, is elite. Top 5 in the NFL, no question. Without him, that defense turns into bend but break. With him, they can dictate the flow of a game. Skip, let me put it to you this way. With Trey, the Bengals defense like a pit bull on a chain. Without him, it's a barking chihuahua. You hear the noise, but you ain't scared of it. Now let's talk locker room. Joe Burrow has already said countless times how important Trey is. Ja'Marr Chase, he loves going against him in practice because it makes him sharper. Defensive teammates call him relentless. And here's the thing. Players respect when a guy tries to get his money without hurting the team. That's why Trey's decision to return is so key. It sends a message. I'm here for y'all. I'm here to win. But I'm also here to get what I deserve. That balance is everything. 'Cause if you lose the locker room, you lose all your leverage. And Trey knew that. At the end of the day, Trey Hendrickson's return to Bengals camp is about strategy. He's not backing down from wanting an extension. He's just showing the team he's a professional, a leader, and a man of his word. And that's the beauty of it, Skip. Trey ain't just rushing quarterbacks. He's rushing perception. He's saying, look, I'll be here. I'll work, but I deserve to be compensated fairly. That's how you handle business in the NFL.